Hi everybody, it's Julie. I'm here with our February Junk Journal Challenge details. So, we are going to be making a journal in February. It can be any size, any theme. This is the February Find It and Finish It Junk Journal Challenge. Okay? First, you're going to find a paper pad, then some fabric to match. Okay, so there you need a paper pad and you're going to need some fabric. Then we're shopping our stash for items to use to make our journal. This is very important. We are not buying things. We are using things from our stash. And so remember, you've got that paper pad, you've got fabric. We're going to make a journal that's at least 50 pages, okay? And then you are going to use 4 form pages. Those are ledger, graph, map paper. I used F because it started with F. I used form because it started with F. So 4 form pages. You can use them as pages or you can use them to help decorate your journal. 5 fancy digital pages. Okay, so again, fancy because the word F. But 5 digital pages, or you can use some type of book pages there. So those are your choices: digital pages or book pages. Digital pages or book pages. Those are your 2 choices: digital or book pages. Okay, and they're with images. Okay, so not our regular book pages with writing, but actual images on the pages. Okay, then there's 14 more items we must find and use. So I wanted to do like a scavenger hunt. I had this idea in my head, so this is where our scavenger hunt comes into play. You are going to find a frame, a floral, a fringe, a file folder, filler, fluffy, French, a flower, faint, felt, form, fold, fray, and a file index card. Okay, so a frame, it can be an actual frame. It can be a picture of a frame. It can be a die cut of a frame. It just needs to be a frame. You can make your own frame. Okay, floral. Floral is anything with flowers on it. Okay, anything with flowers on it that's not one of your other items. Okay, so it's not your fabric. It's another floral. It's not from your paper pad. It's something else with a floral on it. So it can be a die cut. It can come out of a magazine. So a floral. Fringe. So something with fringe on it. Or a piece of fringe. So fringe. It can be paper. It can be fabric. Fringe. File folder. Okay, so you're going to use a file folder. It can be a pretty decorative folder. It can be a manila file folder. Any kind of file folder. Filler. So filler, like Easter grass. It could be pillow filler. Anything that you would use to fill something. Okay? Be creative. Filler. Fluffy. So something that's fluffy. Yeah, again, it could be but these all have to be different. All of your items here have to be different. But your fluffy could be like a piece of a fur. It could be a picture of an animal that's fluffy. Okay, it could be a piece of a blanket that's fluffy. Fluffy. French. Okay, so this can be a picture, something to do with the Eiffel Tower. It could be French words, something from a French dictionary. It could be French onion soup. It could be the word French. Just something French. Flower. Again, different than floral. Floral is kind of like a variety of flowers. This should probably be an actual flower. So like a silk flower or a punched out flower, something like that, flower. Faint. So this is something that is like foggy or really light. It could be a piece of paper that is faintly dyed, you know, like I've been doing with the distress ink. So faint, light, like a shadowy. It could be, yeah, anything faint or light. Distress, yeah, like that. That is faint. It's barely there. Okay? Faint. Felt. Okay, so something felt. A piece of felt. Something cut out of felt. A form. So you could have like a time card. That's a form. It's some kind of a library thing is a form. It could be a receipt is a form. So some type of form. A guest check would be a form because you fill it out. Okay, fray. So this can be a piece of fabric. I don't want to pull this whole thing down, but say we have our fabric and it's frayed, okay? And so you just go ahead and fray the edge and do something with it, okay? So you could fray it and stick the frayed edge along the outside. It could be a frayed square that you're going to put in as an embellishment. File index card. So file index card, you see me use these all the time. Naturally, can I find one now? See, I haven't gone looking for my stuff. I'm going to be going on the scavenger hunt just like you are. Okay, so this is a file index card. So it's index card with the tab. If you don't have one, make one with a card and put a tab on it, and you'll have a file index card. It can be any size, any color, but we want a file index card. Okay, so those are the 14 things that you must use somewhere in your journal. Now we have 8 elements this time. 8 elements to be making for this journal. Our first one, you don't have to make these in this order, but this is what you need to make. Okay, you need a fabric cover. Okay, so this time your journal has to have a fabric cover. It can be a hard cover with fabric over it or a soft cover with fabric on it. But it needs to be a fabric cover of some type. And the majority of the cover needs to be fabric. Okay, do you understand that the majority, it's not just putting fabric on the edge. We need the majority of whatever type of journal you're making has a fabric cover. Then number 2 is a fabric flip with a fabric pocket. Okay, so a fabric flip and a fabric pocket. They can be together or separate in the journal. Remember up here you were finding some fabric, so you're making these items. You're making your fabric cover, your fabric flip and pocket, and the next item, 4 fabric tabs out of that fabric, okay? Number 4 is 4 flip-flops. And if you're new to my channel, you can search flip-flop in the Dearjuliejulie, and it will show up, okay? So it is a type of page that I do here, and you need 4 of them in your journal, okay? Then we need 5, number 5 is a filled folio with 4 items in it. Okay, so you're going to make a folio that is going to fit into your journal. Okay, this needs to be able to fit into your journal, and you're going to fill it with 4 items. Okay, and next is a fancy folder, and you're going to fill that with 4 items. So it could just be the fancy peachy type folder that I've been making. You can make your own kind of folder. It just needs to open and have a pocket of some sort that you're able to add 4 items into it. And of course you want to decorate those items. They do not have to have at least 3 things on them, but all of your items need to be embellished in some way. Okay, I'm not going to do the need to have 3 things, but they need to be embellished in some way. Okay. Number 7 is a flip up, flip down. You're going to fill that with 4 items. So flip up, flip down. It's usually something like this that can go into the journal, and you flip it up and you flip it down. Okay, and you need to fill it with 4 items. Sometimes I make it as a pocket, and I can put a thing here, add a pocket down here, put something here, or put something over here. But you're going to fill it with 4 items. Okay, and then a folded envelope filled with 4 items. Okay, so you can take any type of envelope. Just a plain old regular envelope. Of course, I have 80 million of them and not one right here. But you're just going to take an envelope. It can be a coin envelope. It can be any type of envelope. And you're going to fancy fold it somehow. And then you're going to add 4 things to it. So if you had this coin envelope and you flipped it up here, you would have a pocket here and maybe a pocket here. Maybe you even cut it here and had something that could go in there. You could have 2 items here and an item here. This could be a tuck that has another item there. So there are lots and lots of things that you can do. So these are your 8 elements. You have to use these 14 things, each of them at least once. This is your scavenger hunt right here. Okay, I didn't make these easy on purpose. It is a challenge. This is probably the most challenging part of the whole thing, is finding something faint and fluffy and French that goes along with whatever you want to do in your journal. Okay, so there you go. They are what they are: a frame, a floral, a fringe, file folder, filler, fluffy, French, flower, faint, felt, form, fold, fray, and file index card. There are not going to be any substitutes for these. Okay, no substitutes for these. They are what they are. Somehow, da-doom. Okay. And then these are your 8 elements that you'll be making. So, free for all. So everything else about this, that's where your challenge part is. You can use any tools. You can use stamps, stencils, inks, pens, paints, all of those things this time. You can use your die cutting machine, your sewing machine. You can use any thread that you want. You can hand sew. You can use any tape, any glue, any tools, any extra other papers, other stuff. You just have to have a paper pad that you're using, and then fabric, and then these 14 items, and then you also need the 4 form pages and 5 fancy digital pages or images of book pages with images on them. Okay, the special this time is if you finish by February 15th, that was my brother Zach's birthday, you get early entry into the VIP. Okay, I already have, the VIP is already started, so it will be an early entry. And we will know these people because they will have finished and posted their video and their pictures by February 15th. So I'm going to know who's going to be able to go into the early entry. And yeah, so there's that. So our deadline for this is February 28th. Okay, so February 28th will be the deadline for this challenge. And again, you're going to be making a journal. The base of your journal is going to be that paper pad, and then these pages. Then you can add anything else you want. If you want to make a hardcover 3, 5, 10 signature journal, you can do that. It just has to have these items used at least once, and at least each of these elements finished and in the journal. We will have our mini challenge and the challenge. They are going to be posted on Fridays because Friday starts with F, and they will be due the following Friday. Okay, so the new one will post on Friday, you'll have until the following Friday to finish it. So finish it. So what you're gonna do, remember we said you're gonna go find your paper pad and your fabric, and then you're gonna find these 14 items. Then you're gonna post a picture of those items, okay? And there's a post that says, post your 14 items here. So go ahead and post those along with your paper pad and your fabric, and then go ahead and get started. And then there are element posts for all 8 of the elements here. So when you finish, you take a picture, you post your element in the post. It works out to be inspiration for each other, as well as when I'm going to find out if you finished, I can look there and go, oh yeah, she did finish, or he did finish. So yeah, so finish it by the 15th early entry into the VIP. Also, VIP, that is our virtual internet party, and it really is actually a party. We have a 2-hour party where we use the digital, which I make especially for the those that finish their journal. Eventually it does go into my shop as well, but it is made for the virtual internet party. When you finish your journal, you will be invited to this Facebook group that has the digital in it and the instructions for the VIP. So that is a lot of fun. We just made the journal that I just posted. That is the Summer Days. Okay, so the Summer Days was a VIP digital kit. So everyone that finished their December journal, they got the VIP Summer Days digital kit as their gift, just for finishing and posting all of their items correctly. Okay, so any questions, put them in the group. It's like a mint green with paper airplanes, and it says post your questions here. Post your questions there. I will get to them as soon as I can, but do know that we have so many people that have done this for quite a while, and they will probably get to you before I will and answer your questions or help you find out where to go to find the answer. When you go into the group, you're going to see the pinned post. It's going to have the instructions all laid out. Please write in it that you read, so that we know that you read the instructions. And let's get ready to have some fun. Remember that this is a short month. Short month, shorter challenge. I did make it a little shorter, and so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the scavenger hunt, and be creative, help each other out. One more thing, remember that I only post the link to the Facebook group on this video. And that's to make sure that people watch the video before they make the commitment or they come into the group, and so that they're not like, oh, this wasn't what I was expecting. I give you all the information here. So I ask that people watch the video, then they're told where the group is, and then they can come on over. So thank you all so much. Happy February! If you are here after the 1st of February, there's also a playlist down below of videos that I've made as far as we've gotten on these items. So the link to the Facebook group is in the description box down below. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow. And happy scavenger hunt. Bye. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. There's little puppies everywhere. Oh, Frankie's going to have a little drink. The other three are over here. Yeah. They're ready for their little lovin's. They're ready for their little lovin's. That's Noelle. That's Noelle. There's Frankie. There's little Ollie.